White dwarf. We start at the gentlest grave. When a star like our sun runs out of fuel, it doesn't explode. It swells up, sheds its outer layers in a soft glowing shell, and leaves behind its naked core, a white dwarf. It's only about the size of the Earth, but it holds nearly as much material as the entire sun once did. That crushing density means a single spoonful of it would weigh about as much as an elephant. The nearest one, Sirius B, is sitting inside the brightest star system in our night sky right now, quietly cooling for billions of years. And this isn't some exotic faraway fate. In about 5 billion years, this is exactly what our own sun is going to become. But a white dwarf has a breaking point, and if it ever crosses that line, this peaceful ember turns into one of the most powerful explosions in the universe. The exploding white dwarf. A white dwarf is stable, but only up to a strict limit, about 1.5 times the mass of the sun. On its own, it will never reach that. But put one in orbit around another star, and it can start feeding, siphoning gas off its neighbor like a vampire. The instant it tips past that limit, the entire star detonates in a single runaway thermonuclear blast, briefly outshining billions of stars at once. These explosions are so consistent in their brightness that astronomers use them as cosmic measuring sticks, and it was these dying white dwarfs that revealed the universe isn't just expanding, it's speeding up. Usually, the star is annihilated completely, nothing left behind usually, because sometimes the explosion fails to finish the job. The zombie star. Most exploding white dwarfs are vaporized, but astronomers have found something far stranger. Stars that detonated and survived. In a weaker class of these explosions, the blast simply isn't powerful enough to tear the whole star apart. It blows off a chunk of material, gets kicked forward like it's been shoved, and limps away from its own funeral. Scarred, lighter, but still alive. Researchers picking through the wreckage of one of these supernovae found exactly that, a surviving star sitting where there should have been nothing but debris. A corpse that refused to stay dead. But this white dwarf only cheated death because it was small enough to be saved. The next kind of star never had that option. When something far heavier than the sun dies, no amount of pressure from its own atoms can hold it up. Neutron Star. When a star many times heavier than the sun burns out, its core collapses so violently that its protons and electrons are crushed together into pure neutrons. What's left is a neutron star, a sphere the size of a city only about 20 kilometers across, yet packed with more mass than our entire sun. The density is almost impossible to say out loud honestly. A single sugar cube of neutron star material would weigh roughly the same as the entire human race put together. Its gravity is so extreme that if you tried to stand on the surface, you wouldn't even fall. You'd be smeared across it in a layer thinner than a sheet of paper, releasing more energy than a nuclear bomb. And these corpses aren't always still. Some of them are spinning. And what they do as they spin became one of the strangest discoveries in the history of science. Pulsar. In 1967, astronomers picked up a signal so regular, so perfectly timed, that for a while they seriously labeled it LGM, Little Green Men, wondering if it was a message from another civilization. It wasn't aliens, it was a pulsar. A neutron star spinning rapidly and firing beams of radiation out of its magnetic poles. As it rotates, those beams sweep across space like a lighthouse, and every time one points at Earth, we catch a pulse. Some pulsars are so steady, they keep time as precisely as the best atomic clocks ever built. The most famous one sits inside the Crab Nebula, the wreckage of a star that exploded almost 1,000 years ago, spinning around 30 times every single second. And as ridiculous as that is, it's nowhere near the limit. Some pulsars spin so fast they're right on the edge of flying apart. Millisecond Pulsar. If a pulsar has a companion star to feed on it, can steal matter and momentum from it spinning faster and faster over millions of years until it becomes a millisecond pulsar. A dead star rotating not 30, but up to 700 times per second. At that speed, the surface of the star is whipping around at nearly a quarter of the speed of light, right at the edge of ripping itself to shreds. Their timing is so reliable that scientists have proposed using them as a natural GPS for navigating across the entire galaxy. And here's a detail that should completely reset your sense of what's possible. The very first planets ever discovered outside our solar system weren't found around a normal star at all. They were found orbiting one of these dead, spinning corpses. But spin isn't the most dangerous thing a neutron star can carry. The next one is hiding something far worse. Magnetar. If you've made it this deep into the graveyard, now's the moment to subscribe, because of every dead star ever found, this is the one you should be most grateful is far away. A magnetar is a neutron star with a magnetic field so powerful it defies comprehension, trillions of times stronger than the Earth's, the strongest magnetic force known to exist anywhere in the universe. You wouldn't even need to touch it to die. Come within 1,000 kilometers and that field would tear apart the molecules in your body. You wouldn't be crushed or burned. You would simply stop being chemistry. From as far away as the moon, it could wipe the data clean off every phone, card, and hard drive on the planet. And these things are not always calm. In 2004, a single magnetar 50,000 light-years away let out a flare that, in a fraction of a second, released more energy than our sun gives off in 200,000 years. And even from that unimaginable distance, it still disturbed the upper atmosphere of the Earth. As violent as a neutron star can get, physicists suspect there's a corpse out there that's even denser. Quark Star. A neutron star is already matter crushed to its absolute limit, or so we thought. In theory, if you pile on just a little more mass, even the neutrons can't survive. They shatter into the smaller particles inside them, forming a quark star, an object so dense it would make a neutron star look almost hollow, and it gets more unsettling. Some physicists believe this quark matter in a form called strange matter might actually be more stable than the ordinary matter you and everything around you is made of. If that's true, a single stray fragment of it touching a normal planet or star could, in principle, convert everything it touches into more strange matter, a chain reaction with no off switch. We've never confirmed a quark star exists. A handful of objects out there look suspiciously too small and too dense to be ordinary neutron stars, but nothing is certain. And for the very heaviest stars, none of this even matters, because when they die, nothing in the universe can stop the collapse. Collapsar, the gamma-ray burst. The biggest stars don't leave behind tidy corpses. When a giant dozens of times heavier than the sun runs out of fuel and is spinning fast enough, its core collapses straight into a black hole, and as it does, it fires two jets of energy out of its poles at almost the speed of light. The result is a gamma-ray burst, the most violent explosion the universe has produced since the Big Bang itself. For a few seconds, just one of these can outshine every other star in the observable universe combined. If one of those jets were pointed at Earth from within a few thousand light-years, it could strip away our ozone layer in seconds, and one leading theory blames a gamma-ray burst for a mass extinction on Earth nearly 500 million years ago. The explosion is the brightest thing that exists. What it leaves behind is the darkest, stellar mass black hole. At the center of that collapse, gravity does something it does nowhere else. It wins completely. Nothing. Not electrons, not neutrons, not even quarks can hold the core up, and it crushes itself down past the point of no return, forming a stellar mass black hole. This is the strangest corpse of all, because it isn't really made of anything. It's not a surface, it's not a ball of matter, it's a region of space so badly warped that not even light can climb back out of it. Fall in, and you wouldn't slam into a floor. You'd just keep falling toward a center that, as far as our physics can tell, may have no size at all. Every black hole we've talked about announced its birth with a blinding explosion. The next kind arrives in total silence. Failed supernova. Not every massive star goes out with a bang. Sometimes the collapse is so complete that the explosion never even escapes. The star just implodes and swallows itself, becoming a black hole with no supernova at all. From the outside, there's no fireworks, no glowing remnant, nothing. A star that was burning brightly in the sky one year is simply gone the next. And astronomers think they've actually caught it happening. A supergiant around 25 times the mass of the sun that flickered, faded, and then vanished entirely, with no explosion to explain where it went. A death with no funeral, no body, no grave marker, just an empty patch of sky where a star used to shine. But when two of these silent corpses find each other in the dark, the silence doesn't last. Neutron Star collision. When two neutron stars end up trapped in orbit around each other, they slowly spiral inward over millions of years, until they finally smash together at a fraction of the speed of light. The collision is called a kilonova, and it does something that feels almost like magic in that single instant. The conditions become so extreme that they forge heavy elements that are nearly impossible to make anywhere else, including gold and platinum. The gold in your jewelry, the platinum inside your electronics, much of it was almost certainly created in a collision exactly like this one, billions of years before the Earth even existed. In 2017, astronomers detected one of these mergers for the very first time, feeling the ripples it sent shuddering through space and seeing its light in the same moment. A single event like that can forge several times the entire mass of the Earth in precious metal. Every corpse we've toured so far is out there tonight, somewhere in the sky. The final one on this list is not, because the universe is still far too young to have buried even one. Black Dwarf. Remember the white dwarf we started with? The quiet little ember our own sun is going to leave behind? Given enough time, a white dwarf does one last thing: it cools. Over spans of time so vast they're almost meaningless, it radiates away the last of its heat until it goes completely cold and completely dark. No light, no warmth, nothing left at all. We call this final state a black dwarf, and here's the part that's almost impossible to hold in your head. Not a single black dwarf exists anywhere in the universe. Not one. Because cooling down that completely takes so unbelievably long, the universe would have to get something like 10,000 times older than it is right now, that there simply hasn't been enough time since the Big Bang for even one of them to finish forming. A black dwarf isn't something we've ever found in the sky, it's something the future is still waiting on. It is the fate of our sun, the fate of nearly every star you have ever seen, and the fate of almost everything that will ever shine. Cold, silent embers scattered across a universe that will one distant day go almost completely dark. That's the last grave in the graveyard. And not one of us will be around to see it filled.